So we've been traveling full-time in our Airstream for about 8.5 years now.
We're high school sweethearts, became nurses together. Started with 2 kids, now we have 4. We have a dog and a cat to add to the mix.
I shower like this for the last 8 years, so having some headspace will be really cool.
Yeah, going from 200 square feet to roughly 1,700.
We just built this beautiful 2-story monoslope timber frame behind me on a stunning vista outside of Augusta, and it all starts with a timber frame. So we're out in the shelter shop where the magic happens. We are very far along in the design process. Cut sheet package has been made, and the guys are manufacturing the timber frame from those drawings.
The part that makes this job pretty special is this giant shed roof. So out of this front here, which is actually the south side of the building, you're gonna have some pretty spectacular views out some big windows there.
And the goal of the design, simple beauty and function, but also just we want to feel like we can just flow through our house.
We do the shuffle right now around each other, especially, you know, the kids when we started, they were like this big, and now our oldest is pretty much as tall as me.
We're well on our way on this project. Timber frame is a little bit past 50% complete. So as soon as the foundation is in, the job site will be ready for us to come over, raise the timber frame, and install the SIPs.
What you doing?
Cutting wood, duh.
We want a place for our kids to have memories and to come back to, and you know, to have that foundation.
This is like the first time that a lot of our children will have lived in a home since we've been in the Airstream for so long. We'd love to live a slow life up here.
Yeah. We were out west in Arizona right when the pandemic hit. And like a lot of people, that was the moment where we're like, you know, it'd be nice to be close to home again.
Yeah, set some roots.
Yep. So like most couples do at night, we were scrolling the MLS and Zillow. One of the first pictures of this spot was just the view.
We didn't even know these rocks were here. They were kind of buried in brush.
Her parents came up on site, toured the property.
They were like, if you don't buy it, we will.
Yeah.
A lot of things are unknown when it comes to setting up and building a house, especially one that you plan on being in for as long as you can.
All right, today's day 1 on our 24 by 36 monoslope build. First thing we're doing is just getting all of our equipment on site. It's quite a climb up a very narrow driveways.
Zach, keep going forward. Zach's got it. Look at him, he's got a great attitude. All right, you're gonna have to basically start cutting it immediately. You keep an eye on the other side. All right, Zach, do a little reset. If I keep taking the wheel from everyone, when I die, Shelter is just going to have to hire out to move trucks.
Zach, I'm so freaking proud of you, man.
Man, my disclaimer is always that I'll drive that trailer forward anywhere.
Tool trailer is getting unloaded as we speak. I'm still sitting about 150 feet off site in the crane truck with the timber frame on it, so I need to get that up here, get turned around, and then we've got to get level. It's a very unlevel site up here where the crane will be sitting, so it's going to be an exciting morning accomplishing all of that. All right, so I think we just need to start digging a hole right here so I can get my tire right in here, somewhat flat.
All right, Rusty, I'm gonna reel you in. I gotta keep I'm just checking the foundation for square. So checking the overall dimensions and for square before we do the layout, just in case we need to tweak the way that the posts are laid out on the foundation. This is looking pretty good. Yeah, it was within 1/8 of an inch.
Perfect.
So yeah.
Awesome. All right, so you want to get this thing laid out? For the
Yeah, I think that makes sense.
You know, I did look these things up. You can buy a set of this.
Oh, really?
For $3,000.
Oh my God. Is that how you adjusted your price?
That's all I had. Yeah.
2,500, brother.
All right, ready? 1, 2, 3.
Fire hose. We've been having a problem. Obviously, the forks are getting older. We use them for a lot of things. They just get dirty.
They asked Zach, who has an industrial seamstress kit, to make them some sleeves for the forks over there.
Using old burlap sacks, re-sew them into fork skids so that when those get dirty, you can take them off and clean them, but it'll help keep the timbers a lot cleaner, make our job a lot easier.
So 10, 11, 12.
Yeah, this will be the first one here.
Okay.
And we'll do 7, 8, 9, yeah.
Once we have all of our equipment in place, we will start with bent assembly, bent raising, dropping in joists, and then eventually putting our second floor decking in place. We hope to have the timber frame up today, but I've learned that I shouldn't prognosticate before the day really gets going.
Okay, lower. Okay, we're started.
When we first put them together, there's not really much adjusting you can do until this is mostly on. So I'll knock it together first, but then usually what happens is the beam is at the top of this pocket, so that has to be forced down. First step is to get things somewhat close and get a wedge started. Then I tap the wedge a little bit and I hit on the post, just enough to get it a little closer. But when I start experiencing tension, feeling like I really need to hit it hard, then it's time to strap it up. We always use tension anyway, so basically just only hitting it enough to get it close. Then we apply force, and then at that point, we're just looking for 3 tight joints in these corners.
Nice, George.
Perfect.
Yours out.
Bottom this side. I think that's it. So we drill all of them preemptively. The only ones we don't drill are the ones in the brace itself, and then tenons. Because we don't draw bore, we do all the tightening mechanically, and then once it's tight, we use it as like a guide to drill through the tenon.
What do you think they're gonna say in the comments for this? Choke up on that hammer, kid.
This is gonna be tricky. Very top heavy. Gonna need those posts held down. Will that come down?
You guys need to push that down. Maybe I can also help pushing with this.
All right, Rusty, push on the top, please.
All right, we really shorted ourselves on this brace.
A little bit.
I got a pretty good, I'm helping more than it looks like. I swear, Mitchell's not, but I am. There we go.
Towards you? It's within the lines.
That's fine for now.
Okay, I gotta come back to me.
Top's gotta go away from me. Keep going. Hold that. Go back to you a little bit. That's perfect there.
It's tight like everywhere but that spot now.
Oh geez, yep.
You think it's this brace might need trimmed?
No, the brace is perfect.
It's a designed gap.
Did you draw that? Did you draw that one loose? We might need to move your strap up too so we can get more tension on it without just bending the whole thing. When I was cranking that I could feel
Yeah, just bending it.
pulling the post over. Give it one more big hit.
Like that?
No, a big one. Oh, nice. It looks good down there too.
I gotta slick that. You guys interested in driving some pegs?
I'd be down for that.
All right. So this one right here is ready. Yep. So there's gonna be about 1.5 inches.
Oh yeah.
What?
I think we need to film this. Dave, is this your way of secretly trying to catch a nap at work?
It's just good to lay down every once in a while. Whoa.
That's a 1/4 inch off the ground, both feet.
That was sick.
All right, can we get a few more hands on the post bases this time around?
Are you trying to hold that up?
Should I not be doing that?
I think down is the way.
I've been doing that.
Or at least we should both do the same thing, otherwise we're
5
basically
years.
canceling each other
I've
out.
been doing it incorrectly.
Well, it's different here because the top is trying to lift the post. Because we're hooked to the fulcrum, so this sucker could just absolutely flip.
All right, so if you guys want to just hold on to those for a few minutes while we get...
We're on it.
Jack, do you want to help me just lift this one up to them and they'll take it up the ladder?
I'll get that side, don't worry.
Thank you. That's perfect. I'll take this side. Oh.
Yep, come up. Engage, come down.
Yep.
Come down.
Yep.
Whoa.
Oh, guy. That's what I call clean and jerk.
That was a snatch gas. Yep, me too. Dropping.
Whew. You guys mind going right to this rim?
Up a little higher, gas.
You're such a jerk. Oh, I missed it.
Seriously?
No. Come on, man.
Classic.
It's my go-to.
Can you pull that rope around and... Yeah. That's all you're gonna get.
Clayton, you really did work out this
We
weekend.
go to the gym and just hit the walls and the
What a powerhouse.
Yep. I love having tall posts. Ready? Coming down. Thank you. Aww.
You know you have a GoPro on your head, right?
Yeah? Why?
Everyone's gonna see that.
What?
Everyone's gonna see what you just did. Mike's gonna make a whole video about it.
About what?
We're gonna call it Mitchell Flubs Up Again.
What did I do?
So before we start the decking, which is my ultimate goal, we have to get all of these joists tight. The R joists have screws in them that generally pull things tight. Sometimes we'll drive them while we hit or strap if necessary if things are very tight. The dovetails are loose. Literally the tenon is a 1/4 inch smaller than the mortise. So they just drop in place, and before we floor over them, it's necessary to drive these shim style wedges on either side. And what that does is it just applies pressure sort of at an angle, pulling the shoulder of the dovetail joist tight against the beam. Basically, we've got the joint designed so that one on each side, driven all the way, should be enough tension. Sometimes you have to add one, and sometimes it's a little bit tighter, and you'll end up breaking some off. But basically just getting those tenons as tight as we can before covering them with flooring.
Ethan, did you put the R2 right next to the D2 on purpose?
You gotta talk to Zach about that.
R2D2?
R2D2, nice.
All set? How does that feel, Ethan?
Feels like it's leaning back that way. I think it could come a little more. Yeah, that feels better.
We loved watching the timbers go up because the timbers are so beautiful, and that's like the reason why we picked this style of home to build up here.
Going into senior year of college, I worked for a blueberry farmer who also did timber frames. Every building on his property was a timber frame structure that he had built. The moment I was in it, I was like, man, one day this is what we'll have. And she felt the same. To see it today it's a dream come true for sure.
Okay, I'm in. Coming down. Alright, coming down. You in? Yes.
All right, where Clayton is, to there needs to be strapped.
So before we install the second floor decking, we need to make sure that the bay that the decking is in is square. So what we typically do is measure from inside corner of post to inside corner of post diagonally, measure each direction, and then if those directions vary at all, we pick the longest measurement and we'll set up a come along between those posts to pull them together a little bit so that we can get the building square. So that's what George is working on right now. Pull that square, double check it again with our tape measures, and then we'll install the decking. Once the decking's installed, it locks the bay in square.
The decking's going pretty well. The first bay obviously flew because it's very standard. We have this opening to work with here, and we split up. Rusty's moving ahead to take care of some issues. So it's slowed down a little bit right now, but once we pass this next bent, we should be flying again. I have a feeling I'm not being rescued. You just want to film it.
Yeah.
Right, we'll have a dado on this side for 15.
Oh no, wait, these might all have just centered.
Yeah, they must have centers.
I think they do.
All right, we'll just need to keep an eye on that when we go to put it together.
We just got off of our lunch break. It was delicious. This morning we assembled all 4 bent, raised them, dropped in all of the connecting joists and started decking. So we're about 1/3 of the way done with the decking, 2/3 to go. We also assembled the ridge beam, which is a 36-foot long timber that runs down the middle of the building and provides intermediate support for the rafters.
Yeah.
That one we gotta get the scarf in and probably get some screws in it before we pull that together.
Okay.
All right, we've got to push your end that way quite a bit. Yeah, this is our scarf joint. Instead of buying a full 36-foot long timber, which is very hard to come by in pine, we use 2 separate pieces and scarf them together. Pretty good.
This one, I think this one's definitely gonna need to be.
Shave it?
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see the score line there, right? I would start out here though. If you were finding it tight here, you want to take it all the way back. You know, take everything. Little father-son bonding right there. Did you guys get it? Yeah, a little more on that brace. Yep. Okay, I think we got it. So we're gonna set that next, and then we're gonna build the lower rafter plate and the upper rafter plate. We just need to get those up there and set them on tops of the posts that are already there in place, and then we can start setting rafters. There you go. There you go.
Good stuff. Really good stuff there.
It looks crazy. Every different spot on the property is a different perspective. And so how we imagined it, it's bigger than we thought, and we're happy about it. But we're excited to get up there and get that second floor view.
Nice, 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 nice.
We're trying to put this together on the ground first before we raise it up into place. So it has offset mortises so that it tightens as it goes on the tenon. So it's a lot easier to put it together on the ground instead of sort of trying to put each piece in individually. So right now we're trying to get this tight so that we can temporarily attach it until it goes up on top of the posts.
Shouldn't love that. Your ladder really could have been another 12 inches closer. I can't reach it.
One of my favorites when I was designing it are these top rafter plates that match the angle of the roof. And there's big chunky pieces here that both cap off these posts and hold the rafters in place there. And they look really, really cool. They did a really good job on them.
Couple more. No, don't hit that strap. Don't hit that strap. You almost pulled the crane down. All right, that's just bouncing. Good job.
I'm in.
mean, every hour there's something new.
Yeah, I don't want to miss anything.
yeah.
I've been out here every day, all day.
I apologize to my work because I've been, kind of just popping out more often than not. Yeah, and it's fun going to different spots on our property. And every angle is a little bit different and something new. It's like opening a gift over and over again. It's been really awesome.
So we're at the end of day one on our mono slope roof build outside of Augusta, Maine. We had a great day. The shelter design build crew once again absolutely crushed it. We put thousands of pounds of timber up today, unloaded from the truck, assembled, raised behind me. It is a beautiful frame. It's been a long time since we had built a mono slope frame. Usually when we're building a roof like this, it's part of a clear story build where you have two opposing mono slope roofs. This one is just very dramatic looking.
Just surreal. Yeah. We dreamed this up on paper and in our minds, and I feel like now that seeing it like that makes us emotional.
Yeah, for sure.
And really is more than we have dreamed of or that we could really picture in our minds, so.
The way we've oriented things is that you can just kind of seamlessly go from one spot to the next. And each, 12 by 12 has a purpose and a reason. Seeing it up now, we can almost envision what that's going to look like when you have furniture and cabinets and, all that good stuff.
This afternoon, George and Eric and Mary actually installed all of the sill plates. Due to the design on this particular build where the slab extends out past the timber frame, we were able to install the sill plates after the frame was up. The timber frame sits right on the concrete. The SIPs will live on top of that pressure-treated sill plate. We're in very good shape for tomorrow. All of the SIP walls are up here on top of the hill. The gypsum was delivered first thing this morning, so we have everything we need to set the SIP walls tomorrow. If you'd like to learn more about timber framing, or you'd like us to build you a timber frame, or perhaps you would like to become a timber framer, check out sheltercourses.com to learn how you can become a timber framer. Day two of our monoslope build. Sounds so dramatic. We just had a team huddle where we talked about who was doing what today. Do people want to do a particular job? Because that might be kind of fun.
I'll run the crane.
Sweet. Super.
All right.
Super excellent.
Yesterday we talked about starting to chip away on the buckboards. I can help with that.
Back's feeling good. I'll do some drywall.
Gypsum? Yep. Nice.
Nice. Start doing some SIP prep.
SIP prep? Yep. Good. I would love to start on this back wall or the very tall front wall. Okay. Let's nail well. I don't know what the wind is going to be like today, but we want to...
GRKs? Yeah. 4-inch GRKs.
Perfect, with washers.
And sink them.
Yeah, right through. All right, is everyone feeling comfortable? Everyone know what they're doing?
Does everyone feel uncomfortable?
Is everyone feeling uncomfortable?
So I'm feeling very uncomfortable.
That's good, awesome.
We have two large tasks in front of us. One is that we need to cover the building with gypsum. We'd like to hang our gypsum separate from the SIPs. That allows us to offset the SIP seams from the gypsum seams and gives us a little bit more of an air barrier. So we're broken down into two different teams. We're going to start hanging gypsum, and then we're going to start building wall sections. And the idea, of course, is that about the time that we have our first wall section built, we have our first wall covered with gypsum, and we're ready to start swinging the panels into place.
Every step of the way is transforming the landscape.
Yeah.
And it's adding this new perspective and kind of volume to a space. And the way it's tucked in with the trees and the slope and the rocks. The goal really from the beginning, once we knew we wanted a timber frame, was a simple but beautiful structure that would just kind of blend in with the property.
Yeah.
The idea is, even though it's a big, 35-foot tall box, that it would just be part of the woods, and we're surrounded by the same type of tree that it's built out of. So it's been really cool for us.
I think we just put this down right here. We're trying to do some prep work to the SIP so that we can fit them together. We'll lay the SIPs out in sections, so we have like 3 panels that will be all joined together that we will raise up into place, put on the building. So typically the first step is to identify the panels that we need, lay them out on these, our 8x8 runners that we have. Then the next step is to identify the wire chases, so we typically mark them with a Sharpie, just so that you can identify from the outside where the wire chases are. In the past, we've had some issues with foam, the expanding foam, this product here, getting into the wire chase. So in an effort to minimize that, we take some of this expanding foam and put it in this foam groove ahead of time, and then we put a piece of packing tape over that, so that any foam that makes its way into the foam groove doesn't travel up into the wire chase. So that's the next step. Step after that is to install the spline. So we typically install this 4-inch spline into the spline groove right here, and we attach it with 2-inch framing nails, ring shank framing nails. So the splines get attached, then we put the panels together, attach the other side of the spline, then we will drill for foam. So we typically drill about a 5/8 diameter hole that goes through the face of the SIP down into this foam groove right here, so that when the panels are attached, you can then just inject the foam gun right into that chase to fill it. That's what seals the panels. And then we'll also drill for the panel screws, so we'll lay out on the face of the panels where the timbers are. We're able to pre-drill for SIP panel screws there. Once the panels are joined together with the spline, we'll install the window and door bucking that's a solid anchor point for the windows and doors. And then the next step after that is to identify where we're going to put the hooks for raising the panel, drill some holes for those hooks if needed, and then it's ready to fly up into place. So that's a typical progression.
Pin it. How do you like the height? Okay. Money? Send it, Clay!
This is the part fans come to see, the drywall.
We've had a very productive morning. All of the gypsum is hung on all 4 walls, and 2 walls have been covered in SIPs. So we have 2 walls left to go, and we're already starting to prep the south wall, so things are looking good for a very pleasant afternoon. The roof SIPs are due in sometime tomorrow. We hope they arrive early because we're basically going to work ourselves out of a job today. Nice, nice, Mitchell, nice, you got it.
More.
Good, good, oh, that's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Oh boy. So it's the end of day 2 on our monoslope build. Unfortunately, we worked a little too quickly because it's just a little after 3 and all of the walls are not only installed, but they're all detailed, meaning all of the screws are in place, all of the intersecting seams have been foamed, the splines have been nailed. We foamed the SIP walls down to the sill plate, so completely detailed and ready for the roof Unfortunately, we've just found out that the roof is not going to arrive here till tomorrow morning around 10:30 or 11. We've got some what we call fiddle faddle work to do inside, just odds and ends, cleaning of the timber frame. We've got a little bit of flooring to add. We've got to attach the stair post to the concrete and things like that. But needless to say, by the time the roof SIPs arrive, we will be very ready to begin the installation.
It is cutting through much better. I should be out the other side. Hey, am I out that side? Yeah. Is there a rod hanging out there? Yeah. Then I did my job. Thank you, sir. By the time we get all the foam in between all our voids in the panels, we just want to open up the wire traces just to make it easier for the electricians to come through. So all we're doing is just pretty much taking this ream rod and just shoving it through the panel. So all we're looking for is just to hear that pop through the electrical channel. So that way it clears out all the debris in there. So really why we're doing this is to just make the next person's job easier, AKA either the homeowner or the electrician.
Right now what we're doing is we're screwing off the drywall to the inside of the gypsum. We're also, cutting out the window openings. So everywhere there's a window opening, just make sure there's no drywall, and screwing off every 6 inches around the window opening.
Well, when they finished the upstairs floor, we didn't actually know what we would see from the top. So when we were able to go up there, I said, this is just gonna be nuts. With the windows put in.
We made the kids go up and stand back to it and then all turn around at the same time. And seeing their, reactions was nice.
We had coffee up there the first morning after it was done and just looked out.
And this morning and tomorrow and the next,
that's the goal.
It'll be a routine.
All right, so we're on day 3 of the monoslope build.
We're trying desperately to catch up. We're far, far behind. Panels just got here, so we're basically trying to get a chunk of them ready before we send a couple guys up on the roof and start swinging while we're still prepping.
Time to go on the roof!
We've taken care of all of the odds and ends that we needed to do inside the building. So we basically have all of our people power on SIP preparation and SIP installation, and we're just about ready to set the first roof SIP. SIP, 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 SIP. SIP. Everyone on the crew has been excited to build this building because it's a little bit unique for us, that mono slope roof. It is very dramatic shape with a long projection on the high side of the roof, and the second floor space is very spacious. The low side is about 8 feet tall and the high side soars up to 12 or 13 feet. Very pleasant, airy, light feeling inside. The roof pitch on this building is 312, so when we were installing the SIPs, it was an absolute pleasure to work up there. Because it's a mono slope, obviously we just have one plane to the roof. It was comprised of 2 panels running from the low side of the pitch to the high side, so that the panels were small, very workable. Just a pleasure putting the roof on. It took us about 2 hours from when we set the first panel till we set the last panel. We had some detailing to do, obviously, foaming things, nailing the splines and so on. The whole process went incredibly smoothly because of the Shelter Design Build crew. They just went to town preparing the SIPs almost as soon as I was able to set the bundles on the ground. They were opening them up and starting to prep them. So things went very well. We're wrapped up on this project and getting ready to leave. I was talking with Russ and Morgan earlier, and my parting words, of course, I hope that this building brings you and your family years of joy.
So you'll walk in the house, right off the bat, here on the left, there'll be like a little bench, mudroom type area. Take off your shoes, hang your coat. We've got that window for a breeze, but also we get sunset light pretty much year round coming through there, so that'll be nice to have that.
This is gonna be the big kitchen area here. We're gonna have our fridge and a pantry and cabinets here, and then the sink right here in front of the window.
And we were borderline whether we would do that big of a window and that dimension, but I'm glad we did because it just kind of looks like a painting in the right kind of situation. And then transitioning this way will be our dining room kind of area with the goal of most everybody sitting down can have a view out of the sliding glass doors.
The masonry heater that's going to heat our home through the cold months is going to be right here under the stairwell. So the stairs will rise this way up to the window, and the masonry heater will sit right underneath it.
This is like the main living room area, so like couches and seating and rugs and all that will be over here. The $1 million shot kind of framed out, so pretty much everybody sitting here can have a chance at the view.
From the living room, we'll kind of transition this way, and this is the space where we envision homeschooling our kids. So bookshelves and table and just a nice place to do teaching.
And then walking back towards where we started, this will be the downstairs bathroom and this little square here. And then right beside it is the mechanical room. This will be the only framed in section downstairs. Everything else will be open and have that kind of flow that we're aiming for. You can just kind of walk around unobstructed in a nice circle. I don't know if we're gonna levitate up there to see the rest, but yeah, there'll be 1, 2, 3 steps, small landing pad, and then the rest, with the goal being for us taller folks, once you hit the midway point, that big window, which is much larger than that one, will kind of just hit you.
Be the first thing you see when you walk up there.
Our bedroom over here on the left side, office and guest room in this back corner, landing area, laundry room, bathroom, and then the kids will have that whole side of the house, at least initially for their shared room. So we're both really curious to see, where do our kids and dogs and cat end up spending the most time.
See, she's in front of the fireplace
Yeah,
right
she already knows. And it'll be about 8 times the size of our current home. So, we're pretty psyched about that. It's gonna be nice.
Yeah, going from 200 square feet to roughly 1,700. So we're excited about that.
Feel like kings.
Yeah.
Everything that we've wanted is what we're getting right now. In our travels, we've fit, I think, about 15 people in the Airstream at once, but it's like being on a New York subway. So to be able to have family over and have bathrooms for them to use, people can only stay so long before they have to leave the Airstream. Cooking meals, hosting parties, we're constantly the recipients of that, staying at people's places.
That's what I was gonna say, yeah.
So to give back and to watch their enjoyment of our space, it'll be a proud, fun moment. Seeing everyone else's enjoyment of the process, like our children, that's been crazy to watch. Family members who've come to visit, it's been really special. But then also like the shelter team. They're working hard and they're sweating and they're doing it with a smile, and they're constantly coming off to the side, be like, dude, this is really nice, and it feels genuine and it's real, and it makes us proud, it makes us grateful to have the opportunity to do this. It's just nice to share the experience with people who, it's more than a job. That this is their craft and this is what they want to do. And you can see that both in their end result in the product, but also just the way they go about it. But it's been wonderful, and hey Joe, yeah, but maybe we'll build another one. Just have them back up here,
So once shelter leaves, what are the next steps?
You said like a lot of things,
yeah,
but at the
hundreds.
same time, this part was so fast that it feels like we can rest a little bit, maybe for a minute.
I mean, it's pretty endless, to be honest, but we've got contractors lined up. We've got friends and family with skill sets to help. And the whole goal of this property when we bought it, and specifically this home, is like, we're homeschooling our children, and this is, for a lot of people, a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And so even if it takes us longer than expected, or we hit hurdles and roadblocks, that's part of the process, and we're enjoying it. So really training our minds to just focus on that and not get bogged down with all the
little details.
Yeah, literally hundreds of details to sort through, for sure. The nice thing about Maine, and specifically the region we're in, is just full of people that live this way or are connected to this style of living in some fashion, and they've been totally gracious with their time and their knowledge. So even though each step is something new and it's a learning curve, we feel like we've got the support we need, and there's still about 100+ steps to go, but we'll keep figuring it out.
One at a time.